Hello peeps, welcome to Reddit Review. Today we are going to see an episode of r/wedding shaming. My mother does not understand why my brother is not the most important person at my wedding. Okay, this is a rant about my mom and it's going to be long. Our wedding planning has been fine. We agreed beforehand that we would not accept money from anybody for the wedding, mostly because my mom has no sense of boundaries and didn't want her to feel like she had any say in our wedding. Despite us paying for 100% of our wedding, this has not stopped her from acting like she gets to make decisions. When I gave her invitation, the first words out of her mouth before she even opened the envelope was, "How many extra people can I get to invite?" None. The answer is none. You can bring the people whose name I have written on your invitation. That's it. I knew exactly who she wanted to invite, which would be her two best friends and their husbands. Well, one of those husbands molested me and my sister when we were younger. And yes, she knows this but is still friends with his wife and wanted to invite him to my wedding. She kept joking about how she is going to invite people anyways until I finally yelled at her that this was not a joke and if they show up, I will call the cops for trespassing. We went dress shopping. I was trying on dresses that were between size 10 and 12. Size 10 was just a little too tight, but size 12 was a little too big. After I had picked my dress, she asked if she could try on some mother of bride dresses. And I really had no problem with this. She found a dress she liked and the salesperson asked her what size she would like. And she said, "Well, OP was trying on size 10 to 12 and I am at least 2 to 3 sizes smaller than her. So I'll start with an 8." We are the exact same size. Like literally. The size 10 was slightly too small and the size 12 was slightly too big on her. Exactly the same size. But apparently in her mind I am much larger than she is. On to the recent crab fest. My brother and I are not close. He is an abusive, toxic person. But he is my mom's favorite. He can do no wrong in her eyes. Everything is always someone else's fault. He lives in other province, so would have to fly in for my wedding. I sent invites about 3 months in advance and he RSVP'd that his entire family of 5 would be coming. Okay, cool. I love my nieces and nephew. Another thing to note that's relevant. Him and his wife have not taken COVID seriously at all. They have spent the past year and a half crapping on me and my sister for taking it seriously. They don't wear masks, they don't abide by public health orders. My brother is only partially vaccinated. Well, my province is falling apart due to COVID. We are allowed to go ahead with the wedding, as indoor wedding receptions are allowed, as long as all attendees have proof of vaccination. We have already moved back our wedding date twice, so we have decided we are going ahead with the wedding unless we are legally not allowed. Everyone will be double vaccinated and masked, and it will be smaller than everyone will be double vaccinated and masked, and it will be smaller than we would have otherwise planned. We are doing it as safely as possible. The RSVP deadline passed last week, and I get a message from my brother's wife saying that due to COVID, they feel it's really irresponsible that we are going ahead with the wedding and that they no longer feel safe traveling and won't be attending. Okay, that's fine. It seriously is. We knew this would happen when we chose to go ahead with the wedding, and we don't fault anyone for it. But it's pretty insulting that people who still are not actually taking COVID seriously are using it as an excuse to skip my wedding. Well, this morning I got a phone call from my mom saying that my brother just found out that the plane tickets they had bought were not refundable. So now they might attend, but they are not sure. I have already given numbers to our caterer. So said that's fine. They can come to the ceremony and to the reception after supper. Well, apparently that's not effing good enough. I got called selfish and childish and was told how disappointed she was that I was not doing more to help them to be able to attend. What am I supposed to be doing to help them? Am I supposed to call my caterer and add 5 plates for people that have RSVP'd no to me? Am I supposed to wait and call my caterer right before the wedding? Does my mom want me to call 5 people who have RSVP'd yes and tell them they can't come now? I really feel I did the most reasonable thing, but apparently it's so rude to invite people to your wedding and then tell them they can't come to the supper. They could have come to the supper, but they RSVP'd no. I would also consider it's pretty rude to change your RSVP after the deadline and demand to be accommodated. She said she was surprised I was even willing to go ahead with the wedding without my brother being there. He and I literally talk once a year at family gatherings. She knows this. She knows I don't like him, that we are not close. My grandmothers are not coming. My fiance's dad and brother aren't coming. Most of my family is not coming. But this person that I don't even like is supposed to be the tipping point for me. And how would me cancelling it help with the fact that they can't get a refund? Will the airplane say, "Oh, it's been postponed"? Well, in that case, we'll give you a credit. And obviously, whether they can get a refund or not does not change the safety level of travel. So, how concerned were they really? Maybe I don't want people coming if the only reason they are coming is because they couldn't get the refund they thought they would be getting. But, anyways, my mom does not understand how my brother, who has already had two weddings of his own, is not the most important person at my wedding. And is massively disappointed that I am not focusing more on him and doing more to help him. OP, if anyone is child in this case, it's your brother. He literally went behind your back and complained to your mother like a little kid. Wealthy cousin has a cheap wedding. Other cousin orders food so we don't have to starve. This was my cousin's wedding about 10 years ago. Backstory: located in Europe, Cousin L ordered her dress months in advance from Poland and it arrived in the morning of her wedding day. Haha, it was not even nice looking. Anyways, her husband has Polish roots. My cousin lives in the west of Germany, nowhere near the Polish border. Cousin's L husband, T, works in a metal factory and makes good money, enough to afford an expensive watch every month and brag about his expensive hobbies. They definitely live a comfortable living. Now the wedding. Many guests came either from Poland or had to drive 4 to 6 hours to attend the celebration. So my cousin L rented a sports hall for celebration. There was no decorations or music. There were three long table rows, some tiny flowers picked from a field in a IKEA glass on the table, and every 2 meters a bottle of very cheap vodka which no one opened the whole day. All in all, it looked worse than a funeral, and the atmosphere was just as bad. Ella and her husband had a table on the stage, and it was like they were looking down on us the whole time. There was no catering. The food was provided by some relatives from the husband's side. It wasn't a lot to eat for 80 people. So what was gone was gone. Some people couldn't even get something because it was not just enough for everyone. Within half an hour after lunch, nothing was left and there was lot of hungry people. Let me tell you, after the disappointing lunch, everyone lost their appetite and therefore some cake was left. So after an hour or so, it wasn't even 3 p.m. Four men came into the sports hall and carried the cake away. My sister and I were curious what was going on and followed them outside just to see that they were packing the leftovers in a van with a Polish license. We were like, what the F is going on? Cousin A, who stood outside to smoke, saw it too. So we went inside again, and my mom got up and decided she wants a cup of tea and a piece of cake. We tell her that everything's gone and we don't know if we are going to starve for this day or if cousin provides some dinner later. The place where cake and tea was placed was empty and the tables were about to be taken away. So she asked the bride, who was talking to T's relative at this moment, if they had moved the things to another place or room. And what does my cousin say? No, auntie, we brought the leftovers to husband's distant relatives in Poland so they can sell them. We don't want to throw it away, so we resell them instead. And my mom, who isn't taking anyone's crap, says, so you don't provide enough food for your guests for the whole day and just sell the leftovers in the middle of the day just to save money? Are you even aware that there are guests who hadn't had anything today? She obviously was shocked to be criticized by her aunt, but my mom actually said what everyone was thinking. While my family and I discussed if we should just go home, my other cousin A came to us and said he is going to order some pizza from different restaurants and is collecting special orders from everyone. We asked him how much we should provide and he said not to worry, he is taking care of it. We were not sure how he wants to do this, and I jokingly said to my sister that if I were him, I would help myself out from the money box. Here comes the best thing. Every time a delivery guy came into the hall, A went to the box which the bride provided to collect the money for the wedding and took the amount of money out which he then used to pay for the order. Elle didn't even say anything. She looked pissed while we ate pizza in front of her and was still looking down on us from the stage. We didn't order anything for her, and my cousin A has not even asked her. We sat together with other relatives and had fun while we were totally ignoring L and T. Even my father, who is not resentful, was mad at L and T, but we cheered him up with pizza, and one of my uncles helped him to have a better time too. My mom also got her cheesecake, which I bought from a local bakery. My sister found the water boiler in the back and got some tea bags just in time before they were about to be thrown or taken away. Can't say much about the Polish guests because I don't speak Polish, but I definitely can see when people are angry and disappointed. Some of them agreed in a few English and German words what they would like on their pizza. Others were shy and said in broken German that it was inappropriate to order food on a wedding. But we all simply didn't care enough. We were hungry AF and had a long drive home ahead. I later heard that some of T's relatives went to a fancy restaurant in the evening without L&T when we were already gone. These relatives took all the vodka, which was not even touched, to Poland the next day, which they also sold to others. L was pissed at my family and cousin A, plus his parents and his siblings, for ordering food. She later forgave A and others, but kinda not us, for whatever reasons. Just a couple of years ago, my uncle, who is L's father, told my father that L was disappointed to get only a small amount of money for her wedding. So we all guessed that some people were taking out their money from the money box because they probably also felt betrayed from the lack of hosting. Totally understand this. Now Elle has two children, still living a comfortable life. She lets her mom provide food for her and brings her kids to mommy every day because grandma is cooking for them. So Elle doesn't parent her kids at all. I never went to a wedding again. OP, if this story is true, this is the saddest wedding I ever heard of. I cannot understand how people can think it's okay to invite family and friends to a wedding and let them starve. That is Reddit review for today, peeps. If you like the content, smash that like button and subscribe. Don't forget to tell me about your bad wedding experiences in the comments.